Hello everyone. It's Melissa Faust from StampWithMelissa.com and welcome to day 4, the final day of the Fun Fold Frenzy Craft Along video series. I am so excited to have you join me today for day 4. I can't believe that it just always goes by so fast. You think that it's like not gonna, and then it just is over. But anywho, it's not over yet because we still have 2 cards to make, 2 Fun Fold cards. They are amazing, designed by my dear friend Rhonda Wade, and I am super excited to show them to you today. So just before we go ahead and get started with all of the fun, I did want to remind you that if you wanted to get the PDF tutorial for the Fun Fold Frenzy Craft Along, it includes all 8 fun folds, written instructions, measurements, supply list, and color photos. And diagrams and extra photos, and it's good. It's 26 pages of awesome. Today is the last day to get it for free as a thank you gift from me when you place an order in my online store. So $50 order before tax and shipping. You can pick out whatever you want. Oh, and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied, pick out whatever you want. Not only are you going to get the awesome product, new stamp sets, new dies, new ink pads, new DSP, whatever you want to order, you can order. And not only are you going to get that, but you're going to get gifted the PDF from me for free as a thank you. But that ends tonight. So it is Friday, August 29th, 2025. That ends at 11:59 p.m. Central Time tonight to get that freebie, okay? So don't wait. Or you can, if maybe you're watching this after, or maybe you're a demonstrator, or maybe you don't live in the US, so you can't shop with me, or whatever the case, the other option is you can also purchase it directly from my PDF store for $25. Now, the links for both of those, the shopping in my online store and the link to my PDF store, both of those are in the description of this video, so check those out, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started with cards 7 and 8. But first, let's recap. These are the 6 cards we have already made. Aren't they beautiful? I love how different they are, but like they all carry that same theming and they are just magical. So we've got this fun one. We've got this beautiful card here. I'm not going to open all of them because I have been doing that. If you've missed the first 3 videos, you can go back and check those out. But they are just truly stunner cards. They are so fun. This one is a shutter card, so it does something fun when you open it. And this one as well that we did those last 2 last night. So let's go ahead. These are the 2 cards we are going to make today. We're going to start with this one. How cool, right? And then we're going to make this one that is really fancy. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love it. So let's go ahead and get started with this card here. First, let me show you here. This is the PDF I was just talking about. So it is, it is truly amazing, you guys. We spent hours working on this. Here you can see that's today's card. There's the diagram, right? It's good. It's good. Okay, let me find our card for today. Here it is. The 3-panel accordion card is what we're going to start with, and let me put that on the measurement side. Let me get a quick drink. Okay, so we're going to grab our trimmer. Grab your trimmer. Don't grab mine. Oh, I forgot. Hold on. Supply list. If you registered for the Craft Along kit, you already had access to this. But today we've got a really light supply list. We are ending. It is Friday. We're going to end with they're not super easy cards. They are all like A-level fantastic cards, but we don't have to do any heat embossing or coloring today. So we've got Petunia Pop, Pool Party, Old Olive, and Mossy Meadow ink pads are what you're going to want to have today, okay? Okay, let's start with our cardstock. We are going to want Petunia Pop. We are going to want basic white. We need quite a bit of basic white, so let's see. I don't know if that's going to be, it might be all right. Do you think we can get 2 note pages out of this? I think we can. We're going to go for it. Use our scrap, right? All right, then we need some Pool Party. Love Pool Party. We need some Pretty in Pink. I know I have some. Where did it go? And the Pretty in Pink, I think we're just die cutting. Yeah, right there. So this piece should be good. Okay, then we need Fresh Freesia and Old Olive. Here's our fresh freesia. And our old olive. I think we've cut that. Yes. There's a piece of old olive, and then we're going to need our DSP, but we'll do that later. And we also need this. You have 2 circles left. We need the bigger one. Okay, the smaller one we're going to use for the next card. So let's go ahead and start with our cutting. So we've got Petunia Pop. We need 11 by 5.5. Okay, so cut that. And then we're going to score this. Pop out our arm here. Move my take your pick tool out of the way. It's like, I want to be in this video, and it will be. Okay, we're going to score this at 1 3/4, 3.5, 5 1/4, and 7. Okay, so we've got all of our fun score lines there. Then for our basic white, we need pieces for the notebooks, which I really think we can fit 2 on here. Let's see. Maybe not that way. We could do it this way. Can we? No, we cannot. Oh, silly me. That's not going to work. Okay, more basic white. We need more. Let's see. Do we have a piece? I don't know that that's big enough. We might have to cut some basic white, which is fine. Okay, so let's cut like a half sheet of basic white. We've got extra in here, so we'll go ahead. Actually, let's just see how tall this is. We're going to cut that at like 4 1/4. And that will be sufficient. Okay. Because we're going to die cut out 2 of those pages. So we need a little extra. So I did cut that, and then we are going to cut out a piece that's 1/2 inch, and we can just cut it from here because that won't be too bad. It's going to be 1/2 by 2 3/4. That's going to be for our sentiment on the inside. Okay. And then for Pretty in Pink, we need a piece for die cutting. So we've got that. I'll just trim off the excess. Okay. And then for... Oops, I missed Pool Party. Sorry. Pool Party. Let's cut this at like 1.5 by 2. I think that should be good. Okay. And then let's see. Let's make sure I didn't skip anything else. Got it, got it, got it, got it. Got it. Okay, fresh freesia. We need some pieces for die cutting, and we're going to do this binder clip and a heart. So we're going to go like 1.5 by like 3.5. So we need a little extra, but that's probably good. And then old olive, we need a piece for a paper clip, 2 paper clips. So let's just leave this whole piece. That'll be fine. And then, of course, we need our circle here. Okay. Then we also need some DSP. Let me put this cardstock away. We need some cute as can be DSP. Oh, those are... Gotta flip them. Otherwise it won't close, right? Right. Okay. Cute as can be. It's such a fun paper pack. It's on the last chance list, which is so sad, but it's so beautiful. All right, so we want the floral image here. We're going to cut this at 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And we didn't use the B-sides at all, but like the actual bumblebee sides. But you absolutely could. Just to, you know, mix it up, have some fun. Okay, and then we want, it says stripes 4 pieces. On my sample card, I mixed and matched, but I think we're going to go ahead and just do the stripes for this one. So we want this to be 1.5 by 4 1/4. Actually, I don't have enough. We'll mix and match. Okay, we're going to go... Wait, what did I say? 5 1/4. I think I said 4, but it's 5. Okay, so we're going to cut at 1 1/4. We've got 1. No, it's 1.5. Jeez Louise. Okay, 1.5. We've got 1. We for sure are going to use another pattern. And 2. And then, you know, we want 2 more pieces. So if you have the stripes, you can use those. I'm going to grab something. We'll just use the plaid because I like the plaid. Okay, so we're going to cut this at 5 1/4. I was second guessing myself for a minute there. By 1 1/2. And do it again. Okay, I think we're good. All right. My poor ripped DSP. It's okay. All right, so I think we have all of that done. We've got a lot of die cutting to do for this card. So let's move off the pieces that we don't have to die cut. And we're gonna actually start, we need those for die cutting and we need to stamp on those. And then we're gonna start with our basic white piece here. And we're gonna do our journal lines in Pool Party ink. Okay, and we need to stamp 2 of these. Now this whole basic white piece is my scrap for the journal lines. So if yours is as big as mine, you can use as much of it as you'd like. Okay, so there's 1 and 2, and then we need to stamp these journal lines again on this circle. So I'm going to grab my messy scrap paper. This is the 2 3/8 inch circle from the punch, and I'm just going to plop that right on top. Boom, shakalaka. There we go. Right. Okay. So there's Pool Party. I think that's all we need a Pool Party for. And that's good. And now we need to do some die cutting. So we're going to grab our journal lines and add our Post-it note tape. And we're going to crank these through our die cutting machine first again, just because this is going to take up space. You could cut it apart if you want to, and then you can fit more on there, but we're going to have to do a couple of passes anyway, so it's all right. It's kind of opposite of what I usually do though. Like, what are you? Are you like a person who, when you go to the grocery store, you try to carry all the bags in one trip because you don't want to make a second trip? That's me. Or are you like, nah, we'll make a couple of trips. I will make a couple of trips if I have to, but I'm going to definitely carry as many bags as I possibly can. Okay, so we've got 1 page here. Oops. My Post-it note tape was like wanting to stay. Okay, there's 1. And then we'll die cut out our second one, and then we'll die cut out all of our fun little accessories. All right, I hope you guys have been enjoying this craft along. I like to offer these every couple of months and partner with other demos on them, and they're just so fun to do. Whoops. They're fun to do and come up with and see everybody's different style and what they design, and I just hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do. I find them to be super fun, and I just like to learn new things too, so I'm like a lifelong learner. Okay, so let's grab our colors here. We've got Fresh Freesia, we've got Pretty in Pink, we've got Pool Party, and we've got Old Olive. And we want to do our binder clip. We're going to start with our Fresh Freesia. Binder clip and the heart. Now we're going to need to die cut out the heart several times. So yeah, the bigger heart, the heart paper clip. Okay, I'm going to open this just so I can see it. The regular paper clips we're going to die cut out of Old Olive. And then, so Pretty in Pink, we don't have anything to die cut yet because we've got that other heart taken up. We're going to take that little tiny heart out of Pool Party. Did I get it all? Got it, got it, got it. I think so. Okay. So we'll start with die cutting these. All right. And don't lose your dies. That would be bad news bears. Don't lose them, right? Okay, so we've got our Fresh Freesia paperclip heart. We've got our little Pool Party heart. We've got our binder clip. And we've got our paper clips. Ooh, something was tickling my leg. It's the string of my pants, and I thought it was a bug. So that just really freaked me out for a second. I was like, what is that? What's crawling? Okay, anywho, let's grab our paper clips. Oy vey, right? Now I have to like hold on, make sure. All right, so we've got then our pool party piece. Let's run that paper clip through, the heart paper clip here. And then we've got Pretty in Pink for our heart paper clip. We've got the pool party like discard piece stuck in there, but it's okay. Oh my gosh. Don't move. Wouldn't that have been so sad if I didn't catch that it had moved on me? It wouldn't have been a big deal. I suppose I could have just die cut it out again, but you know. Alrighty, so there's all of our pieces. We can move this out of the way. And then we've got a few things left to stamp. So on one of our notebook pages, we are going to stamp just a note in Old Olive ink. Now these are red rubber, so it might be, oh, touch your finger in the ink pad, Melissa. They are red rubber, so they might be a little bit harder to line up. So if you want to practice on a scratch piece, you can do that. And just give yourself grace, right? Okay, we're going for it right there. Not bad. Not perfect, but not bad. All right, then we're going to close up our Old Olive. And we're going to grab our Petunia Pop and that little basic white strip, and we're going to stamp down "You've Got This," and we're going to stamp that towards the right-hand side. I gotta get my head over this. My stamp is up towards the top, so that's pretty good. See, I've got all this extra rubber down here. So I wanted to make sure I didn't like completely stamp off, you know what I mean? Okay, let's go ahead and we are going to start to assemble. So this side here, this larger section, that's going to be the inside of our card. So let's actually go ahead and we're going to adhere our DSP, our floral DSP in there, just so that like as we go forward on this card, we can see where that bigger panel is. Okay, so we're going to adhere that, and then our notebook page, let's just go for it. The notebook page that does not have any stamping on it other than the lines, we're going to adhere that to the inside here too, and we're going to center it as best as we can. Okay, all right, then we're going to go ahead and let's have these DSP strips. So we've got 2 stripes and 2 plaids, and I want them to be interchanging, right? I want them to be every other, alternating. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, seal. It's being gummy. Hold on. So you got to clean out the seal goops. Okay. Back in business. Except as I'm stuck on my finger. The goops were stuck on my finger. Alright, so we've got these. And we're going to go ahead, and I can see my score lines here. And we are just going to adhere these to each panel. Okay. Every other. Did I do that? I think I did it No, I did it the right way. Oh my gosh, I so panicked that you weren't going to be able to see these. I was like, no! No, they are the right way. We're good, we're good. Okay, because it's accordion, so it's going to be back and forth. Oh my gosh, I just almost just panicked a lot. All right, then we're going to fold in, fold out, fold in, and fold out. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a thicker card with the left-hand side with the paneling here. It's not going to want to lay flat, and that's just how it is, right? And it's going to be all right. Okay, so this piece here, our notebook page, I'm going to add some seal just to that left-hand side where the spirals are. And we're going to close up our card and get this to align with the one that's already glued down. And stick this down onto our card front. But that way it's only on our left-hand flap. We don't want any adhesive under here because it'll stick our card closed. So it'll open like that. How cool, right? Okay, and then we can take our little binder clip and we're just going to go panel by panel to decorate here. So we're going to add a dimensional to that Fresh Freesia binder clip. And that is going to go right here. And I'm putting it down a little bit so that the dimensional doesn't get in our way. Then we're going to add some adhesive and adhere that Pool Party It's so cute. Adhere that down. Okay. Now on the first panel here, oops, right here where the DSP is, so really the second panel, we're not going to put anything because that page is going to cover it. So what we'll do is we're going to take our paper clip, and you got to be careful this time because you can't just add the seal to the back, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to be super thoughtful about this. And on the bigger part of the paper clip, that's going to be adhered to the back. So we want liquid glue on the front. If it comes out, there we go. You don't want to like squeeze too hard and have it be all oozy. So just use that tip of your glue to help you along there if needed. Okay. And then we're going to adhere that. Just like that, and that way it's not, like it's a little sticky, but that's just like user error. And I think I got a little glue on the front on accident, but we can add a little bit of glue then, like pick this up and bend it. See, this is what I was saying the other day, like it's just, this one would be really hard to add the adhesive sheet to. So that's the only like difficult paper clip. The other paper clip we're gonna do on this card, you don't see the back. So we're gonna be able to do our little seal trick, okay? All right, so then on this left-hand side that doesn't have the paper clip, we are going to add some seal. And it's going to get adhered, so if we have spot 1, 2, and 3, it's gonna get adhered to number 3. We could have, oh no, we're gonna put it out like this. Okay, there we go. So you can see where that back of the paper clip is exposed there, okay? Now on this panel, this little stripy panel, we are going to adhere these heart paper clips just for some decoration. They're really cute. I just really like office supplies, and so I just was so giddy when Stampin' Up! Came out with a set that's like office supplies. I just think it's so stinking cute. All right, we're gonna put Pool Party in the middle, Pretty in Pink down here, and Fresh Freesia up above. You can do them in whatever order you want. All right, and then on the inside, on the left-hand side here, I'm going to add a little bit of seal because we're going to do our paper clip trick. And feed that. Press it down and bada boom, bada bing. If you want to add some glue under here, you can. I'm gonna because otherwise it just feels too, not flimsy, that's not the word, but like, I don't know, I don't want my recipient to be able to pull that up, right? On accident or on purpose. Go, oops. All right, so then got that adhered, and then we're going to add dimensionals to the back. And adhere this to the inside of our card. Ooh, I didn't close my glue. How to do that? Okay, and I'm gonna make it crooked just because I think it's fun. All right, so there's that. We're going to finish this one off with a couple of embellishments, and we are going to use the Petunia Pop ones. So let's grab a big, and I'm going to close this, and you're going to, I mean, it's going to want to just open, right? It's going to jump open at you. So I'm going to hold it with my hand and add a couple of embellishments. Let's put that one right there by just a note. And that is our first card of today. All right, so then we're going to go on to our final card. This one is so fun. I love it. And I can't wait to make more and more and more of this style here. And I apologize, it looks so dark today. I don't know why my desktop is, like I have all the lights on that are usually on, so I don't know why it's so dim. But anywho, okay, so for this one, let me get my PDF in the right spot here. We are going to want, for cardstock, we want Basic Beige. I'm going to pull a new piece because we kind of need a lot. And I think we can get almost, I'm looking at the measurements, just trying to figure out. I think we can get almost all of what we need out of one sheet, but you might want just a smidge of another sheet, and we'll find out together if that's true or not. But I'm trying to find another little Basic Beige piece in my bin here. That's crumb cake. I don't know, we'll find it if we need it, right? There we go. I found a piece. All right, basic beige. Then we need basic white. Okay, that should be all right. And then we need Petunia Pop, just a piece for die cutting. So this is too big, but we'll use that. And then Mossy Meadow. I don't think we've used Mossy Meadow yet. So we've got a piece right here. Okay, so let's cut these. We're going to start with basic beige. We want 5.5 by 9.5. Okay, so there's 5.5 by 9.5. All right, and we are going to score this at 1/2 inch. I'm going to use the right hand side. 2 5/8, so I flipped that around. 6 7/8, and 9 inches. Okay, then we want a piece of basic beige. So this is that piece I just cut off of the full sheet. We want this to be 3, which it already is, by 10 5/8. Okay. And we are going to score this at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, 6 3/8, which is a little tricky to find on the trimmer. It's like right here. And 8.5. Okay, but you could also flip your paper over and do 2 1/8 and 4 1/4 again if you can't find that 6 3/8, okay? All right, and then we need a piece that is 1 7/8 by 2 3/4. 1 7/8 by 2 3/4. All right, for basic white, we need a 4 by 5 1/4. And I think that's it. We've got our circle as well. So our last little punch out piece, we need this little circle, which I think is the 1 3/4. All right, and then for Petunia Pop, we just need a piece for die cutting. So this is just a scrap piece. I'm just going to cut it at like 3.5, and that should be good. And then for Mossy Meadow, we need a little piece to die cut a leaf. I'm going to cut at 1.5 by 2. Okay. All right, for DSP, we've got several pieces we need to cut. So we're going to start with this floral piece here, and we need 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going a little bit out of order of the tutorial here, by the way, so we'll make sure we have everything. All right, 4 by 5 1/4. And then we need a piece that is 1 by 4, and you want it to be landscape. And it's that same floral. 1 by 4, okay. And then we want, for these little guys, we want 4 pieces that are 1 7/8 by 2 3/4, and we're going to flip 2 over to use the Mossy Meadow. Okay, okay. So we are going to do, where do I want to cut first? Let's cut at 2 3/4 by 1 7/8. 1, 2. Okay, I'll flip those so we can see that. And then I'm going to cut at 1 7/8 by 2 3/4. That's 3 and 4. Okay, whoops. And then we need 4 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And I'm not sure if we're gonna have, well, we might be okay. We might not have enough of this pattern depending on how I cut it / how you cut it. But we want this Mossy Meadow layer, this Mossy Meadow side. We're gonna do our best. Okay, so we want 5 1/4 and then we want 1 7/8. There's 1. We need 4 of these. 2. We might have it. 3. Oh, that's, dang it. We don't. Okay, so that's 3. And we have another piece in here. Yay. Okay, we have another piece. We've got it. We just have to be creative with our cuts. And there's number 4. Woohoo! We did it. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got this bag. I know I keep talking about it, but I'm like, how did I slip this side on accident? Oops. Like, how does this happen? Oops. This way. What the? All right, so we've got all of our pieces. Let's go ahead and get rolling on this card, our final card here. So why don't we start with die cutting, because we don't have a lot to do here. So let me grab our Petunia Pop and our Mossy Meadow pieces. And we'll grab our die cutting machine, and we don't have anything to stamp and then die cut for this card. So we'll put down the Petunia Pop and the Mossy Meadow, and then for Petunia Pop, we are going to use this pretty flower. Oh, you know what? We might actually have a piece for the back. Yes, we do. Okay, so Petunia Pop, we have this flower and this flower here. Okay, and then we want this leaf image in Mossy Meadow. That's like the perfect size. Go me. 1.5 by 2. Who knew? All right, crank these through. So 3 die cut pieces. Okay. This is so pretty. I actually went to an event a couple weeks ago and they used this big floral image for our name tags, and I was like, what stamp set is that from? Oh my gosh, it's from Charming Day. I realized it after, but I was like, I don't recognize that. Okay, I'm just poking out these little pokey bits from that other die cut flower. And then we've got our leaf. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to get that out of the die. So pretty. I love this card. It's gorgeous. Just really like the colors. It's so pretty. Okay, so then we've got some stamping to do. I am going to grab my 4 Mossy Meadow, the longer strips, and then we want our circle, and we want our smallest basic beige layer. Okay, and I am going to grab my messy scrap paper for when we do these Mossy Meadow strips. Okay, all right, so let's start here with this guy. We're going to use Mossy Meadow ink on all of our stamping for this card. So I'm going to pop that open, and we've got Thanks for Being You, and that's going to get stamped in the center. Beautiful. Okay, and then on this circle, kind of down in the right, we are going to stamp Hey. Cute, cute, cute. And last but not least, on these Mossy Meadow strips, we're going to take that stamp die and just stamp a couple of these around, kind of like making a little bit of a background. And I am just twisting my stamp back and forth to get, I don't know, just a different look. And you can do just 2 of these, you can do all 4, whatever you want to do. I am going to do all 4, I think, just for fun. While I do this, you know what time it is, right? It is time for you to, unless you're crafting, then you can answer later. But I would love to know in the comments if you have made either of these 2 cards before. I don't think I have. I actually think I maybe made this one before, but a little bit of a different iteration. But I have to double check because I don't really remember making it the same way. but I think I've made a similar card. You know how that is? But then I'm like, where's the card that I made that's in question? I don't know. I probably already mailed it. So jury's out on that one. The world will never know. But that's okay, right? Right. Okay, close up our Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to put that away. And then we can go ahead and start assembling our card. We've got lots of pieces, lots of fun. Let's start with our biggest basic beige piece. So the center section here, actually we're going to adhere some things just so it makes it easier, right? Take our biggest piece of DSP, and that is going to get adhered to the center section of the basic beige, the biggest basic beige layer. Oh, I've got goobers. What is happening with my seal? It's coming off its track and it's giving me goobers. There you go. All right. And then you just flick them, you know, into the trash that's kind of behind you. All right. Lay this down onto the card like so. And then take 2 of these Mossy Meadow strips. And we are going to layer these on the side panels, not the 1/2 inch ones. We're going to do some cutting on those. What is happening? It keeps coming off the track. My seal is usually so nice to me. I think it's like tired because this is the 8th card. Okay, and because I stamped my leaves every which way, it doesn't matter to me which way I place these down here. Okay, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold in and burnish. And you know, I like a good burnish. And then we can fold this little 1/2 inch tab back. Same thing on the other side. So we're going to fold in and fold back. Okay, now what we're going to do is take our snips, and we're just going to leave like a little bit of a center section. I don't think there's really any measurement to it. Here, we'll start like this. So we're just going to like go in the middle, just cut a little diagonal. Okay, and this is the piece we're going to keep. So then just cut up your score line with your snips or your trimmer, whichever you prefer. We're just going to remove those little tabs. We're going to do that on the other side as well, because when we add that other basic beige layer, we don't want these 1/2 inch tabs to be seen, right? We want them to be hidden, but we need something to adhere it to. So that's what these are used for. There's also a diagram of this in the PDF. If you're making one in the future and you're like, wait a minute, how did I do that? Also, I wanted to mention, you are more than welcome to come on over to my Facebook group and share your creations with me. I want to see what you're making this week. If it's this or something else or whatever, I want to see it. So come and share it with me. Let's do the back side real quick. So this is going to be the inside / front, okay? Then we've got this as our back. So we've got our basic white piece, and we are going to add some seal and then lay this in the center. Okay, and then grab our 1 inch DSP strip, add some seal and lay that down as high or as low as you want. And then we're going to take that petunia pop flower that we die cut, and I'm just going to add some seal in some of the larger areas so I don't have to use liquid glue. And then this is going to get tacked down right there. Okay, we're going to take the other 2 Mossy Meadow DSP pieces that we stamped on and add some seal. And then those are going to get adhered to these layers here, or these flaps rather. Yeah, come here. There we go. Alrighty, just like that. Okay, so that's our back. So now's the fun part. We are going to play with this. Okay, so what we want to do, we've got these score lines. We're going to fold mountain, valley, valley, mountain. Does that make sense? So like this. It's like a bird, right? A bird is flying. So I'm going to burnish my score lines here. And then do it again on the other side. It's mountain, valley, valley, mountain. Yeah, okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip this over, and on the back side of this middle basic beige panel piece, whatever, we're going to add some seal and lay this down. You can even fold this all the way up. Lay this down in the center of the card. Now I'm going to get my head over this to make sure I'm as straight as I can be. Okay. So that's adhered. And then we are going to take this little 1/2-inch flap, tab/flap. And we are going to flip this back on itself and fold down, and then we can close this guy on itself, okay? So that's going to adhere there for this side. How cool, right? Do the same thing on the other side. So the part that's facing up without being folded, that's where you're going to add your adhesive. And then kind of flip this back and fold. Now, if you're not sure of that, rewind the video a little bit and watch it again before you try it to get that part down, okay? All right, take your stamped on basic beige layer. Seriously, this seal is coming off its track. That's so weird. And we are going to adhere that to the center. It's so cute. Take our Mossy Meadow DSP pieces, and these are going to get adhered to the inside, right, like one on each side of our sentiment. Okay, there's one, and there's two. If you want to stamp those leaves on these pieces too, you could. Then we're going to take our other DSP, the floral side, and those are going to get adhered on the outer flaps. And this time you want to make sure that your flowers are going the right way. Because, yeah, you just do, right. Okay, so those are adhered. Now all of the other decorating we're going to do on this right side. So this left-hand side is going to fold in first, and then the right-hand side is going to come in after it, okay? So it's going to want to pop up here as well because it's just a lot of paper folding that's going on. So we're going to take our circle and add some dimensionals. And the nice thing is anything that's touching like this DSP here can have adhesive on it. That's all going to be good. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and adhere this down, and I'm adhering it in the center horizontally, but down towards the bottom, okay? And then we're going to take this beautiful little petunia pop flower, and at the bottom part of the flower, we're going to add a dimensional, because we know that's not going to hang off the edge. And then we're going to very carefully add, let me think, yeah, this side. Add a little bit of seal to these leaves. Now, I definitely ran over. So we're just going to, fold it back on itself before you glue it down. Okay? Okay. All right, and then this can get adhered like so. Super pretty. And then we're going to finish off with this little leaf here, which we're going to kind of feed through. You can kind of have it mix and match. We're going to tie a bow there, so if it doesn't look pretty, it's okay. All right, so just add a little bit of seal to some of the leaves. Maybe one over here. Again, I ran over. This is just my problem. I don't like liquid glue. If you like liquid glue, this part might yeah, you might have some better success with it. But anywho, there we go. And then we are going to tie a bow with our beige ribbon to match our card base. Okay, and I want kind of a smaller bow for this card. If I can do it, we'll see. Right? That looks pretty good. I feel like every time I tie a bow and it looks decent, I just surprise myself. I'm like, nice. So anyway, you're probably like, Melissa, we get it. You could tie bows. Because I've been doing it every bow I've tied this week. Sorry, not sorry. It's just kind of an accomplishment, right? We need small wins in any way we can take them. Okay, stick that on a glue dot. That's going to go, here where those, the leaf and the flower meet to help kind of disguise it. And then I don't think we added any. Yes, we did. We added them to the outside. So we've got some fun little gems all the way on the outside here. So we're going to add these lighter pink ones, the ones that I think are petal pink. And add a couple of these guys like that. And that is our final card, like the final one. What do you think of this one? Have you made this fold before? I think it's so cute. I love that you can make this for so many different occasions too. Like you could definitely make a fun, super fancy Christmas card, right? And I think we talked about that in one of the videos this week, that these are cards you're going to give to people who you know keep your cards, right? You're not going to give them to just anybody, because these are like wow cards. Like you put some work into these, okay? All right, so let me pull out all of these cards here. Let me get another one down here. These are all 8 of the cards we made this week. What do you think? I just love them. I think that they're just so fun. And yeah, it's been such a joy to do this with 3 of my Stampin' Buddies, Angelica and Rhonda. And I really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for participating in the craft along, whether you're just here watching videos or if you took it all the way up to the maximum level and you got that craft along kit. I would love, really, honestly, I would love to see what you've made. So come on over and share them in my Facebook group. I will have the link for that in the YouTube description, so you can go check that out. But I think that's all. Just final reminder for the PDF. If you are watching this on Friday, August 29th, 2025, and it's not the end of the day yet, you can still place that qualifying order to get the PDF for free. Otherwise, you can check it out in my PDF store anytime. All right. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend, a great night, a great, if you're not watching this on a Friday, a great day. I will see you later. Bye for now.